One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back. Those of you that listen to No Simple Road know that we love coffee, right?
Heck
Especially you, Mr.
Like,
Conductor over
coffee
there.
is my drink.
Your number
It's
one
my
drink.
thing. And ever since we started No Simple Road, I always wanted a coffee sponsor on the show.
That's true.
It is
And ever
true.
since we started
Aaron
No
is
Simple Road, you always have a cup of coffee when we start our show.
That's
Aaron is the connoisseur of coffee.
So check this out. I'm stoked to tell you guys about something awesome.
What?
Woo, woo, woo.
No Simple Road is now sponsored by Grady's Cold Brew.
What?
Check that out. Grady's is a company. They were founded back in 2011
In the Bronx.
in Hunts Point. And,
What?
and Grady
My
is
hometown.
a real person. That's a real dude. It's not just named Grady's for no reason.
Kind of like Dave's Killer Bread.
Yeah, this stuff. Okay, so they sent us a sample of this, and let me explain to you guys what this is. It's like a Ziploc, Mylar-ish, not Mylar, plastic bag,
I don't want to say plastic. It's
plastic.
like,
foil bag.
yeah.
That stands up in the fridge, right? And it comes with these big tea bags filled with coffee grounds and chicory and their like signature blend of spices, right? And
I like that they call them bean bags.
they are bean bags. And you put the bean bags, 4 of them, in the little package, and it's got a spout on the front, and it Ziploc shut. You put 8 cups of water in there, you throw that thing in the fridge, and overnight...
You can place it in the fridge too.
Oh, yeah. If you throw it, it might burst open. And overnight, you have awesome cold brew. One of the things about cold brew that I always hated, and the reason I never did it at home, is because you needed to have like contraptions to make cold brew. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for the long drip.
You
wait
like
for it to
contraptions,
drip.
babe.
Yeah, but not for this. And this was like, oh shit, this is a game changer.
Super great packaging. Thing that I love is the nozzle. You flip it upside down and storing it in the fridge so that it doesn't drip. So you're not getting all that black coffee on your nice, beautiful, clean fridge. You just flip up the nozzle, and when you're ready, you turn it back down, squeeze it, and you've got a beautiful cup of cold brew
And
with
I-
no mess.
I got to say, the thing that I love, as you two know, is I do not drink hot coffee.
Yes, you
I
don't.
always am putting ice cubes in it, so now we got a bag to go ready in the fridge anytime I want a nice cold coffee.
Yeah. And what's rad too is the chicory adds a really subtle natural sweetness. So like people who like their coffee black aren't really going to notice, but the sweetness comes out when you put some milk in it, and that
That
cow
is the
milk or
truth.
plant-based
I
milk.
put oat milk in my cold brew the other day, 0 sugar. So somebody from me, I'm trying to cut out sugar at every everywhere I can. And in the morning, I love a little bit of sugar in my coffee.
Right.
But this cold brew made it so I only need to add milk to it, and it's flavorful and delicious.
So check this. I'm going to read you guys some of the talking points on this. People use no sugar or a lot less. It brews a cold brew concentrate that can be mixed with anything from goat to oat milk or just straight black. Also makes a great cocktail. Talking like White Russians. You hear me out there? It retails for $30 at Grady'sColdBrew.com. Shipping's free. The pouch is reusable and the bean bags are compostable. And the pouch packs flat for travel, so you could take it on vacation or camping.
Festivals.
Right? So if you listen back to the Northwest String Summit episode, one of the things I hated about going to festivals was not being able to get a good cup of coffee. And I bought all this shit so that I could have good coffee at a festival. Check it out. I can have Grady's at the festival. I can show up on day one with my little flat pack of Grady's, put my bean bags in my Ziploc thing, pour some water in there, boom.
Good to go.
Good to go. So, you guys.
And you need that little extra kick when festival season starts back up.
Well,
you're
with the
tired
30
all night, then you wake up and you got this cold brew.
And then you can have it, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, you're tired,
It's
and 36 cups in a bag, you can actually offer your neighbor in their tent, like, hey, would you like a cup of cold brew too?
Mhm.
True.
Yeah, so the kit contains 3 batches of 12 cups each. It comes out to about $1 a cup, which is a lot cheaper than $5 at Buck's Place. I'm not even going to say their name. But yeah, man.
Well, everybody knows you can go anywhere. You're any coffee shop, and it's going to be anywhere from a very small cup, 3 something, to a large for
Like
about
8.
5 to 8. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
depending on
so
how fancy pants it is.
they're hooking you guys up, man. They're giving you 20% off and free shipping. So go to Grady'sColdBrew.com and you get your shipping for free. Put in the promo code
NSR.
and you are going to get 20% off, free shipping. You're going to get your little coffee kit. You're going to have cold brew in your fridge. It's going to be amazing. Trust me on this one. Chicory, coffee, spices adds up to awesomeness in
It's
your
my
fridge.
favorite. It's my absolutely
It is
favorite.
really favorite.
I love chicory coffee ever since I tried it at this wonderful donut shop here in Las Vegas, or not Las Vegas, Portland.
We're in Portland.
Called Nola. And that chicory coffee, just it adds some delicious flavor to it. So you guys try out Grady's. You will not be disappointed.
Grady'sColdBrew.com, promo code NSR, 20% off. Thanks, Grady's. We're stoked you're here with us.
No Simple Road is also sponsored by
Shop Tour Bus.
We all did it together.
Yeah.
Yay.
You want to know why we did it together?
Why?
Because we all love Shop Tour Bus.
Why do we love it?
We love them because they have the most unique and beautifully thought out Grateful Dead inspired merchandise, such as hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, baby clothes. We just ordered Jasper
The long
the
Oh, did you
long
get 'em one of the long
sleeve
sleeve?
Let It Grow t-shirts in tribute to Zion's 3rd birthday.
Happy
So
birthday,
happy
Zion.
birthday,
Happy birthday.
Zion. Thank you so much for the new designs that continue to come out. They have the
right now you can pre-order the new truckin' design, which I freaking love.
Yeah.
It is awesome. Reminds me of one of my friend's old 1965 Chevy pickup with the whole gang of skeletons all riding in the back. And it has all the cities on it. It's an awesome design. You guys need to go check it out and pre-order one.
Go to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram and hook yourself up with free shipping with the promo code No Simple Road. And check it out. It's going to come in a hand-designed box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside. One of a kind. No other box like that on the planet.
And
you might even get a miracle bootleg Grateful Dead cassette tape on the inside. There's going to be all kinds of other extras in there. And I think I saw that they were going to be putting vitamin C in the boxes of...
There
right
you
on.
go. A little dose of
taking
healthiness.
care of the family, man. So go to shoptourbus.com online.
Enter the promo code No Simple Road at checkout.
Get your free shipping.
I was just going to throw in something silly really quick.
Uh-oh.
The other day, I had to take my car in for service. They gave me a nice 2021 rental car, which I liked for about 3 seconds. Then I got mad because it's not my 2007 car that has a cassette deck in it with all of my Shop Tour Bus bootlegs to listen to.
Yeah, man. So you might be one of those lucky miracle winners. So go take your chances. Get yourself hooked up because shows are coming back. You guys, it's coming. It's happening soon. And you want to look fresh when you walk on that lot. And
Heck
then you're going
yeah.
to spill grilled cheese on it. So Go to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram. Put in the promo code No Simple Road. Get yourself free shipping and hook yourself up.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
You're the one.
Hey now. No Simple Road family, what's happening?
Hey now.
How's everybody doing?
Everybody.
What is up,
You
everyone?
made it to the week. I'm proud of you. I want you to know that Aaron, Mel, and Apple are proud of your progress.
Yeah,
Welcome.
we really are, because I'm quite proud of our progress this week too.
You know, I've been
Especially
thinking.
yours, Aaron.
Well, thanks, babe. Appreciate that.
And you know what? I shouldn't say especially. Both, I work with such hardworking men, everybody. I want everyone out there to know this is not a PSA, but I have to take the time before we steamroll into our episode to shout out Apple and Aaron for,
Really?
yeah, for all the hard work. And the only reason I said Apple first and not Aaron is because Aaron always gets to go first with 2 A's in his name.
That's right.
So
Oh,
I
I
get it.
shout out Apple first because I worked with him in his current job, and I know exactly what it takes.
Which was so super fun working together.
It was amazing. And it was a great opportunity to work with Apple outside of the house, and the amount of work he needs to do to make that 2 big dispensaries run it takes so much attention and so much focus.
You'd be
And
slinging that weed.
yeah, but you have to do it right, and
Yeah.
you have to do it like efficiently, but you have to do it properly. It's so important with regulations, OLCC, all that stuff, and then
so
to
much
come
product.
so
Pick
much
from.
product, and then so much to come homes with you to try. So you're really into your craft as far as like. No, I mean this is from a professional
No, I
thing.
know.
It's just funny
appreciate-
because it's weed.
Well, that's what Melanie recognizes that because so many people join the industry. We have a lot of turnover because people think like cannabis industry. I can just get high all day, and
It is not that
I've never
easy.
worked so hard in my life as I mean, I've done construction and a lot of stuff, but it's hard work.
Yes.
Cannabis is booming. We are so busy.
Because
so-
weed's rad.
So
Yeah,
all
yeah.
all the innovation plus all the upkeep plus all the relationships that you keep plus even coming home and just being pleasant, like,
And then doing the show.
and then doing the show, and that to me, I'm like sitting back like that's the norm. But I'm the further back I look, I'm like, wow, what we're doing here, and specifically individually you, Apple, like that's a huge part of the community that you're helping to serve.
And your voice sounds like Al Franken, somebody said.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
You get
sound
more
like Al
compliments
Franken.
about your voice than
That's funny.
anything.
Hey, I love Al Franken.
But yeah, so I wanted to shout you out, Apple, and tell you how much I love you and I appreciate you and how much I see your hard work, and I admire it because you're like encompass all aspects. It's like your work is like your life. It's not like, oh,
yeah, there
work.
is no difference.
No.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thanks
Yeah.
for saying that. It's just, I'm 51 and I've been doing this coming up on 5 years now.
Yeah.
You found your special purpose.
Yeah. I never thought I would be doing this, and I know cannabis well. Always have.
Yeah, you deserve all the accolades.
And now to
for
see
that.
it becoming, now it's recognized as true medicine, and to see people getting off of their pills and everything through it is just, it's very rewarding.
I love that.
Never in my life have I had a job. Normally my weeks are about 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
I used to always be that guy. It's like watching the clock, like 4:59, I'm clocking out and going home. Now it's like, oh shit, it's already 6:30. I guess I better start getting ready to go home. I love it.
As much as I liked
appreciate
it, I just see that it's you. You've literally found it's good to see you in your own groove. Damn. That's what it looks like when somebody loves what they do and works hard and gets rewarded.
And I got to say for Aaron and Melanie too. I mean, I wouldn't be as good as what I'm doing without living with you guys. What we got going on with with Ryder too, being part of this household. It provides us with being able to have a really nice place and a really nice life, which helps you be focused and
That's
more
true.
in everything you do. And you guys are always supportive of everything, even when I'm Jimmy Mike.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? You last through our moments too, so that's rad.
Yeah.
And then, babe, I didn't plan this. I really didn't, but I just think it's so deserving because you guys are so special. And that's who
Are we less special?
see.
Nice segue.
But yes, welcome Lespecial to the show today. And this is how we are starting out your show, is by just shouting out the
Special people
in our
lives.
in our life, and Aaron and Apple. But now you, babe, like this week was really hard on you, the last couple weeks actually. And you know how I'm always like reading shit about like paying attention to people's faces and creases and all that. And I just see that it's worn on you. But this is like some of the best work you've done in these last couple of weeks, like these advancements in not just your life, but your career and like with the whole family. And I don't know if you see that or not, like the leaps and the progress that you're making with like one phone call or like 2 emails or like one afternoon with your, having lunch. All of these moments like accumulate this energy, and then you just like throw this massive amount of energy with a couple, like I said, phone calls, and it's amazing to me. Yeah. But I also see that it depletes you so much, like energetically. And I just want to say, one, I don't know where the hell you get your reboot of energy, but I watch you do it and it's fucking rad. Like, I feel lucky to see it.
It's constantly amazing.
Yeah.
What Aaron, the other night, Aaron came to us and asked me and Mel because he does 90% of what you see. It amazes me. He's constantly our social media. I get comments at work all the time from coworkers and customers that are listeners. They're like, "Dude, you guys are killing it. Your social media is incredible." That's all Aaron. Every time I see something like that, you don't go without posting. So you were constantly posting things, but he asked us to please start looking at the emails again, so we can. it's so much that he doesn't have time to update us on everything that's coming in all the time. And me and Mel started looking at the emails, and it's so much communication.
And it has gotten us re-engaged. Like, it has gotten us re-engaged in the show. It was easy to fall out of, like,
what are we doing this week?
Yeah. And then Aaron's holding the pressure not only of responding to this and making shit happen, but responding to what's happening. Like, he's like playing racquetball right now, and it's the dopest game I've ever seen. And I'm like, wow. And I just love you, and thank you for keeping this really cool thing happening,
for being our conductor.
Yeah,
thanks, you guys.
And then let's throw it on, or let's gush on Mel for a second here too, because we got the Lespecial, the matriarch of the household that just fucking lives.
That's
with,
right, matriarch is right.
Yeah, matriarch, because you kind of play both roles. Living in a house with fucking 4 dudes that are, you know, not the tidiest. I mean, just a lot of things. 4 big dudes, and she handles it with 99% of the time grace
Style.
and love and everything, and gives us that like the foundation that we've built this on. And then Aaron has just constructed away on this foundation, and
Mel,
it's just great, the love that we have.
I have to add on to that and say that, like, your constant positivity, is like if somebody asked me what the special ingredient in my sauce is, like, that's it. When you have somebody around you that, like, you don't want to let them down by feeling shitty because they're up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's not a pressure thing.
Yeah, she brings the level up.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, it's a constant reminder of, like, a visual attitude check. And I couldn't do this without that. I would end up in a hole in my head.
And Mel, everybody's heard this too. Mel's laugh, her laughter, and her laugh is just it's infectious.
Yep.
Like Aaron was just saying, you could be feeling like shit. I've had that before. I'm laying in my room feeling like shit, and I hear Mel upstairs, all the way upstairs, laughing because her laugh carries through concrete bunkers, and it lights you up. It's like, okay, I need to get my ass up because
see what's happening.
Yeah, it's like motivational. She's like a motivational speaker through her laughter.
Well,
and it just makes you laugh, and it makes you in a good mood. Like I want to get my ass up and come upstairs and see what's so fucking funny.
yeah, man, you're magic.
Yeah,
and I love you. Thanks, baby. And you know, if this might seem out of left field, but it's not. The guest on the show this week is Lespecial, and you guys, when they came to us, I had never heard them before, and it instantly became something that we're consistently listening to.
I need a drink after all that crying, and I dropped my Clio.
It became something that we're consistently listening to around here. And then after meeting the guys, like, this is a group of friends that have been doing this thing for a very long time together. And there is a bond and a nonverbal communication that happens between them musically and also in conversation too. That's really, really magic. And it's kind of like what we got going on here. The support that you see with them and the excitement and the hard work and the
mutual love.
Yeah.
You know, when people love the same thing, that creates a certain and a very special kind of bond. It really does. It's different from anything else. If you love, like, the same person a lot, or like the same music as someone a lot,
there's a deep bond.
There's deepness, because whatever that thing you love provides, that it provides that to that other person also.
Yeah.
And so sharing that it's fantastic. It was such a pleasure.
Yeah, and so much fun, a lot of laughing and having a good time. Such cool guys, and really reminded me and Apple of ourselves.
Yeah, it
20
took you guys
years
back
ago.
to that
Took
Oh
me
yeah,
back.
yes.
high school days.
I wish that we were younger guys that could have hung out with them back then. Now.
You guys
That
are
makes
younger
sense.
guys, Hank, but you are back then now. That's actually kind of exactly what you guys are.
Well, it's fun. Like we were like
You're
during-
still wearing the Vans, the T-shirts, the Levi's. You guys still going to concerts with
I
the
am
merch.
not
Like,
fucking
I forget.
changing.
I
Sorry.
forget all the time. Like in this interview, you guys are going to hear it. I mean, I forget. It's definitely. I don't feel my age. I don't act it or anything. And
No.
like talking to you guys reminds me sometimes. It's like, holy shit, I am older than these guys because they were like wanting to hear about me seeing Primus back in the '90s and stuff. And I forget a lot of the experiences.
well, you guys
I
are
have.
pieces of history to.
relics.
Yes.
Yeah, which is cool.
It is cool because, now it's not so far away because you see memes, you see like old shows, you can like type it up. But we had our memory before. They didn't have like volumes you could watch.
Yeah,
like,
you
the
had
seasons.
point and click cameras. You had to get the film developed.
Yeah. And so for people to learn from people that were there, that's special right now.
That's Lespecial.
That's Lespecial. And that's what they're doing with their freaking dope.
Badass music.
Yeah.
This
They have something coming out.
they do. This Friday, they are doing a
This is
live
dope.
stream that is an entire Primus album, Frizzle Fry, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
doing the Frizzle Fry.
And just go watch it. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say. Just go watch.
Yeah, but they're so excited about it. So I'm excited
And they've been
because
studying.
yes, this is something that they've been like that's been real to them like for a long time, and now like the time is right. It's like waiting for your stew for like 4 to 6 hours, and then you taste it and you're like, oh yeah,
Or your apple
dinner is
fritters
served.
that you're
Dinner is
baking.
served.
You're baking your apple
Baking,
fritters and
whatever.
waiting. Yeah.
What-
And then when they say
Either.
when Lespecial serves dinner, it's like a 20-course meal because
Oh my
their
gosh.
sound,
True, man.
their sound goes like 1 minute. This is one of those bands that you almost forget who you're listening to from track to track.
You're right.
It's like, is this the same band? Because they just encompass so many different sounds and influences and everything so well.
So yeah, thanks to Claw and Jam Flow Management for bringing this one to us, man. You guys, we appreciate you, and you fucking killing it out there. So thanks a lot, man. And all the guys in Lespecial, I just want you to know that when it's safe and the time comes and you're playing here in Portland, you got a home at the No Simple Road family house.
Yeah, Jonathan, Rory, and Luke, we appreciate the time that you spent with us, and we just love it. We love it when people reach out to us because thank you for listening to the show.
Yeah, and we got a care package that we're sending your way
Yeah.
too.
Thank you for listening to
Yeah.
the show, and thanks for going that step further and being like, I want to be on that show. I want to contact them and tell them about our music. I want to talk to them. So yeah, thank you for that.
Right on. And we don't just get you to the interview though.
No.
That's not
No.
what No Simple Road is all about.
So if you want to get to the interview, fast forward.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't fast forward.
Don't
listen
you
to-
dare touch
listen-
that fast. I will slap your hand.
Sometimes people want to hear what they want to hear. They can come back later.
Okay, well, don't do that. Don't listen to Mel.
Don't listen to me.
Mm-mm.
They just were saying if you guys listened to the earlier.
You know what? I'm gonna start things off this week.
Okay.
I don't normally do that, but I'm gonna do that this week on the heels of what you were just talking about. So, I've been listening back to past episodes of No Simple Road, and from the beginning or March of 2020 until now, I went back and I like listened to all the episodes, and it's a really good audio diary of the reality of what we've all faced and gone through. And we're at a moment right now where the pressure is lifting. Finally, a little bit, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's really been on my mind about what we as a family, the No Simple Road crew, bring to you guys now. Because it's really important to not forget everything that we went through. That shit was important. It was the most difficult time of all of our lives. Besides when I was homeless and strung out on heroin, this last year was really difficult emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of it. And
Socially.
yeah. And so now that it's starting to break and we're coming out of it, I want to hold on to all the things that I've gained through that hard work. And we never censored ourselves in the sense that when we were going through shit, we told you guys about it.
Yes.
I didn't hold back from that because I can't. That's what we are. That's what we do. And now we're in a different place. And, you know, if you get in a fight and you get beat up, when you're healing from that and you're coming through, you need care and attention and love. And that is what I feel like we need to do now, is take care of our family and love them and like help each other get back up and move forward. And now that music is starting again, and like Trey is talking about Fish coming back, and California's opening up in April, Hog Farm Hideaway is probably going to happen, Peach Music Festival I saw announced. There's all these things that are brewing. I want all of us to remember something, man. Like, there was a time last April when we didn't know if it was ever going to happen again. We were questioning everything. And when we walk onto that lot, we need to walk onto that lot with immense gratitude in our heart for where we are. We need to walk there being very grateful for the opportunity to be together again and to celebrate with music and our friends and our family and do the thing that we love the most, because it's not guaranteed. And it's easy to forget that. And I want to hold on to that, because what that's going to do is elevate the whole fucking experience for all of us from now on. For the fans, for the band, for the management, for the front of house, back of house, the sound guy, the light guy, all of us. It's going to elevate that experience to something that I can't even comprehend sitting here in the studio right now. So I just want to hold on to that and remind all of you guys of that. I don't want to ever take this thing for granted again. I want to love it and take care of it and do and do the best we can for our family and bring you guys new music and be a platform for these bands to have a voice and connect you with them so that you're on a deeper level with them. When you go see them, you know who they are, and you can have that experience to like the infinity degree, instead of just like, yeah, I went to a show on Tuesday night, got hammered and went home. Like, let's make it something that we didn't even know existed before. So I said all that to say that, like, what Mel was talking about, like the difficult week and like seeing it on my face, like, it's tough to get to that point of realizing that and it's not over. This hasn't ended.
This is like the beginning
you're
of
starting to feel like the plasticity of the ball that we've been in. You can kind of push on the wall a little bit, but it isn't broken. And so there's still pressure. And I got demons in my head, man, like everybody else. And they talk shit. And they fucking tell me that what we're doing is dumb. And like a million other bullshit lies. And sometimes it wears on me to like keep that at bay. And I think that's what you see. You know what I mean? Like that self-doubt and the imposter syndrome and that stuff, because we've leveled up and we've stepped into something completely different than we were doing before, personally, and as No Simple Road. And it's the responsibility of it is a little frightening to me sometimes, but I'm not shying away from it. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking doing it, but you know what I mean? Oh shit. It's like that getting on the roller coaster. Like, you're scared to do it, but you're going to do it because you know it's rad. So that's what you're seeing. And yeah, that's my week.
That's like, yeah.
I mean, how do you follow that?
That's what I was gonna say. The 1 week he like goes first, and now
yeah.
My week was here. I'll
Yeah,
my week was cool.
Apple.
My
Yeah,
week,
we need a little.
My week involved 7 days that were good.
And didn't lie.
He came home with some sneakers.
Oh yeah. I got God,
Spoiled.
Man. Yeah, this week I did get spoiled. I got another new pair of Air Force One, like custom made black and red one.
They're
I got an Eagles sideline jacket from work. Like I just really appreciate. I appreciate being appreciated when people like get me stuff.
He was being showered with gifts.
Yeah. And one of our vendors brought me some beers from Great Notion because he knew I liked Great Notion. This was a week that was like kind of rewarding in all aspects of samples and clothes and all kinds of good things. It's nice to be appreciated, and this was one of those weeks, and it was a good week, and also it just seems like people are getting happier as we're getting into the year, third month.
Yeah.
It's going by quick, and things are starting to look promising and good, and things are popping off with the podcast, and plans are starting to be made, and I had a great week, and then that's about it. So I'll pass the mic to Mel and let her tell us about her week.
My week. Well, I think I had
Monday.
every time I start, Mondays are my Fridays. I had a really, I don't remember, you guys. My week, I guess, was pretty good. I will say the highlight of my week was talking to 2 listeners, and just made me feel so good. Like, Jess, you know how much I love you and appreciate our talks, and just being able to be there for somebody, and then the vice versa happening, them being able to be there for me. And shout out to Beadworks by Jenny, and just her lending an ear for a short time to, just connect to something. And it was just really cool to have girlfriends this week, because I love you guys, but sometimes you just need a female perspective. And one of my clients, we had a really great talk too. And so I just had a lot of good feminine energy this week, which I really desperately needed. And the only reason I know that now is because I had it, not because I think that I needed it.
That makes sense.
You got it, and then we're like, that's what I needed.
I needed like a female hug and like, good job, girl, and like, you're gonna make it through this kind of thing, but like with that feminine energy. And I'm appreciative of that. And because there's so many exciting things going on with the show, it brings excitement in the house. And like, I think you mentioned, Babe, or whoever mentioned it earlier about looking at the emails and just getting a little bit more involved with the show all together has a different effect than just when 1 or 2 of us is excited. Mm-hmm. When Apple and me and you are all excited about stuff, it's different when you and Apple are excited.
It's the trifecta.
Or it's
right
different
there.
than if me and you are excited and Apple's not, or even me and Apple and you're not. Like,
well, this is a team effort.
Well, but sometimes things work with 2 of us digging it and the other one's just going along. And
you guys obviously, because you're married and share a bedroom and all that, you talk a lot more about. A lot of times you guys will mention, and I'm like, what? And you're like, oh, we didn't tell you that? Well, we've been talking about this.
Well, it's like having a 3-cylinder.
Well, and in the morning too, with you guys talking about a bunch of stuff that I don't, or like when you guys are smoking, I don't participate in a lot of those conversations. So things sometimes are They just get thrown around differently.
It's like having a 3-cylinder car. You can run the car on 2 cylinders, even one, but it's not going to go as fast. It's not going to perform well. But when that thing is firing on all cylinders, it is operating as it's supposed to. And that, believe it or not, that was part of the reason I said that to you guys. Like, we all need to be in it to the same degree.
Yeah.
And if I'm the only one that's paying attention to what's going on, not only is there so much going on that I literally can't keep track.
Yeah.
You literally can't remember if you've told us or not. And I see
Right.
why with so
yeah.
many back and forths and communications
Well,
going
then
on.
I have so many personal expectations of you too, like has nothing to do with the show, nothing to do with anything except for I want your attention, or I want you to remember something from me, or where did I leave my phone, babe? And little things like that. And so
I always, most of the time, can help you find your
no,
phone.
you're the bomb, but I'm just saying, like,
It is funny living in the house, all three of us, because we've talked about this. Sometimes there are little jealousies. Like, I'm Aaron's
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
Mel's his wife.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, well, why are you guys? And then me and you will be in the kitchen laughing, and Aaron comes in like,
Like,
what are
what's
you
going
guys
on around
having
here?
fun
So
for
what's
without
going
me?
on fun in here?
So when the three of us are doing like the pod, I mean, this
Yeah.
is definitely something that we do together
For sure.
all the time. It's special.
and you
It
can't,
really is.
You can't leave Darwin out. Seriously.
No.
Like, you literally
you
can't.
cannot leave him out. or
Darwin,
he'll-
if any time we've ever had the show like and had him out of the room since we've been in the studio, or like try to leave him inside when we were recording outside on the porch, he wasn't having it. He'd scratch at the window, he'd like moan and whine. The minute he gets in here, he'll just lay down and just be with us.
He
He's
is the
comfortable.
unspoken energy of No Simple
He really
Road.
is.
And I was just telling Mel before we cracked the mics, like, he is an engine of love. That's his job,
Yeah,
is
he
to
is.
just put out love. And
You know what's awesome about him? Any person that's come to do the show in person fall in love with Darwin.
And him, them.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We have people that want to come over here. Like I say,
They wanna visit Darwin.
One of my buddies at work may come over tonight, and he's like, "I'm being honest. I'm coming to see Darwin, but I'll also
be nice to everybody
also
else."
be nice to you guys."
So yeah, it's I guess I've had a really good week all in all. I've had some, other mommy stuff happening, like personal mom shit coming to light. I'm just having a hard time with forgiving my mom. And all of these like female signs continue to like point to like just that nurturing kind of a thing, and that's what I'm in right now. I'm working through that, and sometimes I have good days and sometimes it's harder. That's all there is
I think that
to it.
everybody that's hearing our voices right now was going to be like shaking their head like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, so I've just been, it's like I'm annoyed with myself in a way, because I'm like frustrated that I should just be able to be over this.
Just get over it, Mel. Stop feeling
just get
like
over
that.
it. So that's like I'm frustrated / disappointed / unrealistic expectations on myself. And then I'm like, no, this is actually the time where you're supposed to feel it, because you've been postponing feeling this for a long time, girl. And so like that struggle is real right now for me.
That makes sense.
I have not hit my rock bottom with feeling bad about this.
Well,
I'm feeling it. But, I'm always trying to keep it positive. I'm feeling all this, and then all this beautiful stuff is happening still, So
that's the ebb and flow of life.
Yeah, it's a beautiful feeling. And the love that I got out of last week's intro, when we were talking about Simon or whatever, and it was just really cool to get people from behind the scenes, like, just got my back and sending out love, and just, that was sweet. So I appreciate just everybody listening and in their own way, just kind of sending me vibes, and it's helping.
It's funny that nowadays behind the scenes is not so behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's all becoming the same scene.
I know.
It's really, really trippy and cool.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true, babe.
Well, you guys, everybody out there, ladies and gentlemen, we love you and appreciate that you spend time with us,
Yeah.
and that you listen to the show, and that you
You got our back, like Mel just said. We all of you got our backs, like we got your back. It's good to know somebody's got your back and really cares.
Yeah, man. I called on Brady
Yeah.
this week, needed his help with something, and he was right there.
Jason coming to visit,
Jason,
that was
yeah.
uplifting and like so, just seeing a brother just for the heck of it and just spending a few minutes, that was freaking beautiful.
It was rad what he said. I haven't seen you guys all year. I missed you. We missed you too, man. Yeah. So, No Simple Road family, you are our favorite. Period. That's it.
Well said, babe.
Yeah, we love you guys, and because we love you, we're going to do the business and get you to the interview.
That's
So
right.
Does that sound Lespecial? You ready? Follow us on all the social media platforms if you don't already. At No Simple Road, go to www.nosimpleroad.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Go to the merch tab. Buy yourself a T-shirt because the weather's changing. It's getting warmer, or it's still a little chilly where you're at, and you need a new hoodie. So hook yourself up there. You could do that. And
Coffee mug. You can use a coffee mug
I
all
love
year
the
round.
coffee mugs. Those camping coffee mugs are dope.
Dope. Yep. And you know what else? Go on Apple Podcasts. You.
Do we have one?
Hey.
No.
Oh,
Hey, you.
okay.
Check it out.
We need a new one.
We need a new 5-star review on Apple
We need a new
Podcasts.
5-star review. We need a new 5-star
Five-star
review.
review.
Oh
We
yeah,
need a
you
new
listening to
what?
this?
What?
That's you.
What?
5-star review.
There it is.
All right.
That's you. You're going to do that. And then next week, you're going to sponsor the song that we sing next week for 5-star reviews with your 5-star review.
That's right.
So if you want to hear me stop saying 5-star review, leave a 5-star review
Yeah.
in Apple Podcasts for us. And then when you're done doing that, go to patreon.com/No Simple Road and pledge
Become
$1.
a patron.
Cute dollars.
Listen, man,
They add up.
all of you, ladies and gentlemen, listen to No Simple Road
Yeah.
because you're hearing me right now say this. You, in fact, are listening to No Simple Road, and you have been getting 4 episodes a month. If you pledge $1 a month, that's a quarter an episode. You know what that quarter does for us? Everything. Means the world to us. All of you that have signed up on Patreon and have become Chan donators in the past,
Hell yeah.
you are the best human beings
Thank
on
you.
the planet. Thank you for helping us keep gas in our tank. And all of you out there that are on the fence, get off the fucking fence and come hang out with the No Simple Road family monetarily.
Give us a big hug.
Get down on it.
Patreon.com/No Simple Road. And you can call the tepid line at 971-808-1524. That number again is 971-808-1524. Operators are standing by to take your number. Take your number. Take your message.
Did you ever play that message that you said you were gonna?
Oh, no. Hang on a second. I'll play it for you guys. We did get a new
we got a
tepid
tepid
line.
line message.
Yeah, help me out here. Help me out.
All right.
Yeah. So last week Aaron was gonna play our tepid message line, and we spaced. So this week it is coming to you live.
Let's see if I can pull this off.
Strong.
I think you can. You pull most things off.
Family, it's Johnny Bananas and my lovely, lovely lady Amy. Hey guys.
Oh.
We're just driving around listening to some Rage Against the MF Machine, and I was thinking about Rally Around the Rainbow Family with a pocket full of IQ life. Rally Around the Rainbow Family with a pocket full of podcasts. Rally Around the Rainbow Family with a pocket full of, you can fill in the last part. Love you guys. Have a good Friday. Bye.
Hell yeah, John. Johnny Bananas.
Wow.
Family.
All right.
With a pocket full of fish lights.
Hang on.
More?
Hey fam, what's up? Hope you guys are all doing good. We're coming up on New Year's Eve pretty soon here, and I just wanted to contact you guys. I was going to send an email, but it was easier to just call and leave a voicemail, and you guys should be able to hear my voice just like I can hear yours anytime I want. This time of year, I always get to thinking about you guys and the family and being up there, and I just really wanted to express my gratitude for you guys, and you know, you're having me out there when you did, and it just really started a sequence of healing and you know, becoming a better person and meeting new people, and I'm just forever grateful to you guys for that. And for your show and for everything you guys do. You really are an essential service now more than ever. And thank you guys for that so much. And I just wanted to send you guys, you know, some good vibes, some blessings, some love to everyone, Ryder, Darwin, Aaron, Apple, Mel, and everyone around you guys, the baby. I hope you guys are all healthy and happy, and it sounds like you are, but, you know, I just hope the best for you guys all the time. So I just kind of wanted to express that with my voice, and I hope you guys have a really fun night, and I'll be thinking about you. Thank you guys so much for everything you do, and much love to you. Later on, dudes.
Hell yeah.
Damn, Laura.
Talk about
Right on,
somebody who's
Laura.
really great at expressing herself.
Right?
She's very articulate at expressing her emotional truth, and I appreciate that about her
So
a lot.
Yeah, that just happened. That's what happens at the tepid line. I'm just saying, guys.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you,
Johnny.
Laura.
You guys, 971-808-1524. That's it. That's what you
Yay.
got to do. Now,
Are we gonna get them
we're going to get them to the interview.
to the interview?
Get ready to
Get in there.
What?
have some fun, have some laughs. Like I said, at the end of the interview, we were talking to them. Lespecial will punch you in the stomach, but they will also lift you up and hand you a beer when they're done.
Also, give Ancient Homies a try. First of all, it's the cutest album cover I've seen all year long.
Okay.
All year long.
And don't forget the live stream on Friday night, the Frizzle Fry live stream reproduction, right?
That's right.
That's what you call it?
I guess
Reenactment, or well, it's going to be new.
Well, they're going to do it in their style.
Their style.
Okay. So
It's gonna
tribute.
It's going to be exciting.
There it
Tribute.
is,
The
Mel.
Frizzle Fry tribute.
there it is. Mel nailed it. So without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Lespecial.
Jonathan or John?
Jonathan, John, Johnny, whatever you want.
Okay. John. I'm Aaron.
I'm Mel.
And I'm Apple.
Hi, guys.
What's happening, man? So go, yeah.
Rory, Jonathan just said who he was. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll get over to
I'm
you.
Rory. I'm Rory here. I play the drums.
Yeah,
Sweet.
you do. Yes, you do.
Right.
You guys, so before...
But did Luke get to go?
Oh, yeah, Luke.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Hey. Sorry, I was wrapped up in these guys' intro. I'm Luke. I play bass, I play some synth, and sometimes I sing a little bit or just talk in the microphone.
Okay. Right on, man. So I owe you guys an apology. I think we scheduled this like 3 different times. All of us. So like you guys canceled once, we canceled once, and then another time something else happened. I'm sorry, man. That's not how we usually roll. But we finally did it. So
No worries at all. No, that was on our bad too. And I thought it was fitting, man. It's no simple road.
Yeah, no shit, right? So, something weird that happened around us finding out about you guys. So we were listening to you on the porch one day, and then like a couple of days later, I heard from your management. So that was odd. Then we booked the interview with you guys. And the day we booked the interview, like an hour later, one of my buddies texted me and he's like, have you heard of these guys? And it was you guys. And he's like, you got to listen to this. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Something's happening with these cats. So you guys, I know that like 2020 is an asshole and, it was a real drag for everybody, but I'm curious, like, how has it been for you guys coming out of that and coming into the new year? Like, there's stuff happening with you guys. How's it feeling?
Yeah, it feels good. We're proud of the way that our band and our team has been able to react to the way the music industry changed. We were fortunate. We were on the road when COVID first started, and so our tour got cut short. We came home in quarantine and just kind of went through the motions like everybody else, but eventually started working together again. And we were fortunate to not be too far from each other to where we could still like operate in a small bubble and work at our studio, rehearsal space, music school that Johnny has, the music cellar. So we made a conscious effort to take advantage of it and get a lot of recording and writing and work done that we normally couldn't do on the road. And we were able to do that. And our team's been able to crush it with merch and finishing this album and other recording projects. So we're grateful. And we've also worked hard throughout this time. So it's been cool in the absence of shows, but we miss those too,
Wow. So you didn't skip a beat. You just were like, okay, we're doing this now. Like pivot easily. Wow.
Yeah, that was the idea. Yeah, we tried as best as we could. Yeah,
it's kind of a lot like your music. How you guys switch it up?
For real.
You got to adapt. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. You get bored of one thing. It was refreshing for us to record more and work on projects we always wanted to, and we got to dabble in the film score world a little bit, and all these things that are hard to make time for when you're touring a lot. So it was nice to be able to take advantage of that time.
Where are you guys?
Millerton, New York is where Johnny is.
Yeah, we all met in high school in Northwest Connecticut. We grew up in small towns in Northwest Connecticut. Luke and Rory were in grade school together. I met them in high school. I actually met Rory in like a regional band where like our got together and did like concert band. He had frosted tips and a Korn t-shirt on, and he asked me what kind of drum set I had. I told him it was a Pearl. He's like, me too. So we bonded over that.
Hell yeah.
Same area. And now we're not far from there. Our studio's like 15 minutes from where we grew up.
Right.
That's nuts.
You guys are like in the pocket with each other. Like that's a long time to know each other. And how long out of that time has it been music based? The whole time?
All of it, sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, I guess from the first conversation with John and Rory, Rory and I met in grade school a few years before we got together in high school. And yeah, I saw Rory's band play in 6th grade, and me and my friends wanted to start a band. I convinced my mom to buy a guitar. And yeah, it's kind of always been music at the core.
Wow.
It's cool.
Something weird about that is like me and this guy have been friends since I was like 12 and he was 13. you're 51.
Yeah,
right?
51 now. Yeah, it was a long friendship here.
And
Nice.
Yeah, and being friends that long, like there's a lot of nonverbal communication that goes on after knowing somebody for that long, like telepathic level shit that happens. And him, obviously we don't play music together, and I've always wondered like if that would carry over into playing music. Do you guys find that because you've been friends for so long that it's easy to maneuver in that nonverbal space when you're playing?
Yeah, definitely. There's a shorthand that's not, it's definitely like kind of unspoken in a lot of ways that, and even to that point when you do have to speak about it, you can get to it a lot quicker because you have that common ground.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely like an unspoken kind of just reading body language or whatever it may be. Definitely plays into the communication for sure.
It's a trip to know somebody like that and know, like you said, their body language and their nonverbal cues like that. And in playing music together and finding that space, was that something that happened like from the get-go, or is it something that you've had to cultivate over time?
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
I love this.
I mean, we first got together like and played music together. I mean, when the three of us got together at John's house, you know, I mean, the first we joke about it, like the first songs we played together were Primus's "Greet the Sacred Cow" and Radiohead "Lucky," which are two like pretty random songs from each band. But I mean, that kind of was, I guess, you know, foretelling of like the different music we'd be into playing together. It was always, music was always at the root of it. We played in different bands together. Rory and I had played in bands when we were younger. I mean, including like a Slipknot cover band. John and I played in like a kind of like reggae-ish jam band too. So we kind of ran the gambit with all different bands we played together. And Lespecial was always just a vehicle where we could kind of combine all of those things and not really have to fit to a, you know, any kind of standard or anything, and just kind of always be able to do our thing and explore. And so it's been cool to still do that all these years later and still kind of feel like we have that freedom.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's fucking cool to like be able to do that with your best friends. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, to grow up together, yeah. And in terms of like what Rory was saying, in terms of does it help playing together, what helps a lot is growing up listening to different music together and going to festivals together, playing festivals together. We just have a lot of the same reference points.
Yeah.
So it's simple to be like, yeah, like let's make this kind of sound like this era, this band. Like let's go for like a mid-90s Medeski, Martin and Wood vibe on a jam, where some musicians would be like, what the fuck does that mean? Like
Right.
for us, we know exactly what it means.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the things that really like drew me into your music, is that you can't put your finger on it, first of all.
No.
Well, because it keeps changing up, which is so rad. You just starting to get into the groove of that, and then it switches up, and it forces you to pay attention, which I love.
Is that just a natural, like, a natural outpouring of the influences that you've had over time, or is that calculated? Is that something that you guys are like, I want to have this kind of music come out?
It's funny. It's not really something we ever consciously talk about, but it is something that people comment on a lot. Where, like, is that a conscious decision to go from like a dub feel to a metal feel? And not really. It's not like we're sitting there being like, how can we fake out the crowd? You know what I mean? That's
Right.
that's not the goal. If anything, we're always trying to make things more cohesive. But I think just our personalities and our individual music styles are very eclectic, and so it can, trying to find that common thread is something we discuss more than how can we make this part different or change.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I guess it's just kind of how we compose, I guess. And when you're composing, it's always like, you're discussing things in sections. Should we do this for 4 bars? Should we do this for 8 bars? Should we do this? Should we do that? And there's an element where if you don't, you can think about it a lot, but if you don't overthink it, I think for us naturally, things just change up quickly. That's kind of just how we are. I'm not really sure how to put a finger on it.
From a listener, from a fan standpoint or a listener standpoint, it can feel like that you're trying to fake us out because it's like you're taking us on a trip this way, and then all of a sudden, we're going in the other direction completely. But I get what you're saying. Like, it doesn't come across, at least to me, it doesn't come across as like disparate. It's very fucking cohesive. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that you guys have this like common ground that you're coming from, and all of these awesome reference points that are feeding into this energetically, and then it comes out as this wonderful Lespecial. And it's such an apt name for the band, because it's special, it's different. And that was like, the guy that texted me that day was like, this is different than anything I've heard in a really long time. Have you guys been getting that kind of feedback from people a lot?
You guys want to answer? I've answered all of them.
Come on, John.
Rory, you got this one.
Rory, you're up.
It's hard because there's that lag on Zoom. It's like you're like, who's going, who's jumping in. I've been taking lessons and teaching lessons. There's always a delay. You show someone a riff, and then there's so
you're kind of waiting.
Latency sucks.
We're learning it. Yeah, take that one, Rory. I know you'll have something good to say about that.
You guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're good.
I just got this disclaimer saying my internet connection is unstable.
Okay.
So as long as you can hear me,
we got you.
I mean, we get that comment a lot, and it's like that's sort of the best thing I could hear from somebody, is that if like they haven't heard anything like it, because to me that's intriguing, and that's something that someone's going to come back for, or they're going to show their friend that music, and they're going to be that much more likely to pass it on to their friend if it's something super unique and they haven't heard it before. And is that a deliberate thing? Are we trying to make something that's just so unique and wacky that no one has ever heard it before? I think that's more of a natural, organic process of ours. It just comes out that way. And we're kind of a sum of our influences at the end of the day. And those are ever evolving from one day to the next. There's a lot of common threads of like the progressive rock and kind of pushing the boundaries of what we can do on our instruments. And that's been something lately where we've been trying to compose in a way that's, at least I've been thinking about things lately with like, what can I not play yet, and what can I write that I'm going to, be pushing myself to perform in the future, kind of pushing the boundaries of that. But as far as like, hearing that from a lot of people, I guess people say that, from time and time again. What the original thing you said was what, you've never heard anything like that or something, or it's like really unique sound or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that we've had a lot of people reach out after this album, which has been awesome. A lot of musicians and fans and people that have either just heard the band for the first time or been friends with us for a long time. Obviously, we've been playing together, for like 15 years. And so we have a lot of friends that have been with us throughout all that. And so it's been cool to hear from people from all kind of walks of life about the record. It's gotten a really good response. We're definitely really proud of it. So we were happy that other people felt that way too, and it's just a weird, unique time to put out music right now. And even though it sucked to not tour behind it, I think it was accessible in a way because a lot of our fans and friends and colleagues were chilling at home and got to like digest an album and weren't maybe as busy or active as they normally are. So it's been weird. It's constantly unfolding differently, but it's been a cool experience to release an album during this time, honestly, and the feedback has been really awesome. So we have that to be thankful for sure.
You said something there I want to touch on. Like, we kind of talked about it at the beginning of this, but this is, I'm talking like 2020 coming into this year on a personal level. It's fucking hard, man. It's rough. And I don't know about you guys, but like, even down to identity has been a question at times because we're not out doing anything, I think as a band or a podcast, a lot of your identity can be wrapped up in that thing. You are Lespecial. We are No Simple Road. Like, it's that thing, and then you kind of lose that distance between you and that, you become it. And then when it stops, it's really hard to figure out that new space. And you talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the interview about how, like, you just kind of pivoted and made the best of everything. But I want to get into that a little bit with you guys. Like, personally, have you had to change the way that you approach your music based on everything that's happened?
Yeah, that's deep, and you're totally right. It's a great question. I think that, with the isolation, everyone's had to, kind of relearn how to be with themselves, and I think a lot of people have been able to work on themselves and improve areas of their life. Not everyone's been that fortunate. People are dying, people are sick, people are in situations where just the need to survive outweighs self-betterment.
Yes.
So in that sense, I'm super grateful that we have a band and we have this family that we've been able to work on and kind of get our mind off everything. We have an outlet, and not just as musicians, you as well, as creators, as anybody, and not everybody has that. So, it's nice to be able to have that outlet to express yourself artistically and not just go on Twitter or Facebook and scream at strangers, which everyone does too. But I think that that's the shitty side of it. And the good side is hopefully a bunch of cool art and music will be coming out soon as people start to get together again. But yeah. It's wild.
It's tough. It's really mixed blessing in a lot of ways. And and you bring up a good point, man. Like the thing about being grateful, you have to have gratitude because you have that outlet, you have that thing, and you have your brothers around you, and you have your fans, and that's fucking huge, man. And like you said, there's people that are hurting and all that, but I just wonder, like, because this is completely selfish that I'm asking you guys this question, honestly, like, because we've had to change the way that we do the show because, we were going from festival to festival, from show to show.
Things changed, so we had to.
And we had to fucking figure it out. And honestly, at the beginning of this thing, like I was going, how the fuck do we continue doing a live music podcast? There is no live music. It's not happening. And, it made us like dig deeper. Have you found that? Like the music is coming from a different place now?
I think early on we were channeling it a little bit, maybe the isolation or something. We did like a more mellow set stream in our studio.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was April. A lot of
all sad songs.
Yeah, a lot of sad piano songs. Felt good to wallow a bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
we have some new material that I guess sort of deals in a broad sense with, the state of the world. We're big fans of this band Gojira, who sort of has a global vibe to a lot of their heavy, very powerful music.
Mm-hmm.
We have some new stuff cooking up that, you channel what surrounds you and your environment. So yeah, I guess everything's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good point.
That was another thing that struck me about you guys is the lyrics to the songs. It's not bullshit. There's some real meat in there.
Substance.
Yeah. And is that a collaborative thing when you're doing lyrics, or is it one of you that's the poet?
So we're big Rush fans, and you guys might know, who wrote the lyrics for Rush?
Neil?
Apple.
I got him. Hold on, he's right here.
It was.
Wow.
Oh,
Neil
Peart.
Okay.
It was Neil.
It was Neil.
It was Neil all the way. Okay?
It was me all the way.
I don't think we're releasing video for this, right? But Rory's.
No, we are. We are.
So people can see Neil Peart, the drummer, wrote, I think, most of the lyrics or all the lyrics. Do you know, Rory?
Yeah, most of them.
Wow.
So we want to definitely start exploring that. We all write a little bit. Luke has written some great songs. Optimus Prime slot on the Omni Squid record, and then American Apocalypse on the Sheen record. So I definitely want them to. I want you guys to write some stuff for me to sing. It actually makes my job easier.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Rory writes rhythms. He's got a notebook full of rhythms there.
Okay.
That's wizardry as far as I'm concerned. Seeing
Rory doesn't have a journal or a dream journal. He writes dream rhythms when he wakes up.
There's different things
whatever tribal beat is in his head, he has to notate it in his book.
Whoa.
It's actually a list of horror movies that I need to watch.
Oh shit.
Different. That's a different list.
Okay, wait, don't put the list away. I want to know what's on the list.
It's from a pretty obscure 80s horror documentary. It's called In Search of Darkness, Part
Okay.
2. But as they go through the movies in the 80s, I write down the ones I haven't seen. One, Luke has seen Alligator. It's supposed to be really good.
Oh my gosh.
That's great 70s Chicago schlocky creature feature.
Yep.
Yes.
Funhouse. And
Apple,
early...
you seen Alligator?
Yes.
My man.
Alligator,
Yeah. Oh yes. We've seen that.
So there you go.
Alligator's a classic.
So I want to see that. I'm into that. We saw Crawl last year. That was pretty good, or the year before.
Oh yeah.
Funhouse, early Toby Cooper.
Oh, you haven't seen Funhouse?
I haven't seen Funhouse. It's on the
Oh
list.
my god, yeah, with the little mutant guy who lives in the carnival. That is a great movie.
A couple more. Graduation Day.
You guys can't tell. We watch a lot of horror movies.
Deep
I'm
Red.
loving
I've
it.
seen, but there's a lot on here. Saturday the 14th. Bunch of
Oh, that's
stuff.
a good one.
Yeah,
You're talking
That's good
about
stuff.
like me and Apple's entire high school life.
Back
right there.
back in the 80s,
nice.
going to the magazine. Do you guys remember? It was around for quite a while. The Fangora magazine.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
We
I used to
to
get
collect
Fangora.
the-
It might even still be around.
Okay,
Wow.
I wasn't sure. It went away for a while, then I heard it came back, but there's nothing like those old ones. I mean, nowadays with CGI, you can do any. There's nothing like
the ones
that.
from the
Reading
80s,
about how they
right?
made the severed heads and how they made blood
Right.
squirt from stuff, and then
Oh, the
trying to
practical
recreate it at
effects are
home.
why the 80s are so great.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And those movies were not. I mean, okay, they were scary a little bit at the time. Looking back, it's
They were
cheesy,
scary.
but it was
Yeah,
like
some of them for sure.
it was like fucking hilarious. Now, when you look back on it, it's like holy shit.
One of the best things about the ones from the 70s and 80s was the soundtracks back then, like the John Carpenter soundtrack.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
that shit's still spooky as hell.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
spooky as shit.
Yeah, that's what set that setting and made you on the edge of your seat and everything.
So,
Oh, 100%. Have you guys checked out, John Carpenter just released an album called Lost Themes 3. He's released 3 of these volumes. I don't know if you guys have heard of this.
No.
Yeah, write it down. Yeah,
I'll
they're
write
great.
it down.
They came out a couple weeks ago. He composes a lot of the music with his son, and some of it is unused music from movies he did in the 80s. Some of it is new compositions, but man, it's just like this Miami Vice nightmare vibe. It's like really fucking cool, like vaporwave horror movie stuff. It's awesome. John
Okay,
Carpenter's
I'm
one of
gonna
my
check that
favorite
out.
composers.
stuff to put on when you're laying in bed in the dark at night. Yeah, good shit.
All right, so guys, if you could take any old horror movie and redo the
Score.
Redo it.
yeah.
That's a great. So I don't know if you guys know that around Halloween this year, we actually did at a drive-in movie. We did a live score to The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
No.
Which is an old
way.
silent horror movie. Yeah. So we've done that. We talk about that.
That's
a lot.
rad.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
that's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Super
yeah. That
fun.
was if you guys or anyone listening wants to check it out, it's the whole thing's up on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Okay.
You can also download the audio on our Bandcamp. But what's really cool is our friend Jules Jensen put our audio to the actual, maybe not the original, but to the actual movie. So you can go on YouTube and you can watch the movie with the Lespecial score.
Oh, that's
Whoa,
okay.
That's
Yeah.
we're
That's
doing
gonna be
that.
something we got to do.
Friday night,
Yeah,
right
sit
there.
down and
Please
do
do.
together.
Please do.
Have
Yeah.
you
Guys will
guys
vibe
done
to
it? Have you guys watched it with your score?
Yeah, we've checked it out.
You've seen, I've watched bits and pieces. I haven't
I
watched.
haven't
I
watched
watched
it
the
all
whole.
the way through,
Okay.
but
We
I've
watched
checked
the
it out
movie
enough.
so many times, but working
Yeah.
on it, I think we all needed a serious break from that movie.
Enough's
The bits and
enough.
pieces I've watched, it works better than I even thought it did, and it was one of our
Yeah.
favorite shows we ever did. It was a really cool production, and that's I guess another example of hey, we got to pivot and take advantage of something. As soon as
Right.
drive-in shows became a thing, we were like, oh shit, we have to do a movie score. I'm still surprised not as many bands did it, but it was really cool, and it's something we definitely hope to do more of in the future, this
Yeah.
summer, this spring, or whenever.
yeah.
That's awesome, because that's all I was thinking about today driving home, listening to you guys. Like, it feels like
Cinematic.
you guys, yes, very, cinematic, very dramatic, very big, it like holds the space or creates a space even, So to know that, I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah,
cool.
That'll be a fun one, and it's cool to see what everybody's doing. Like you were just saying, that the stream thing. No, none of us. I'm sure you guys aren't. I mean, it's become funner, but everybody wants to be at a live show and everything. But it's amazing to see what everybody's pulling together. Like Aaron showed me this morning. You guys, it's coming up in March. You're doing the whole Primus thing, which obviously I love Primus. I've seen them probably like 7 times, and hope to see more of what I just look very forward to seeing that, what you guys do with that.
How did that come about?
Yeah, talk about that for a minute.
That's a major synchronicity, Apple, because I was just going to ask you, when you mentioned going to high school in the 80s, I was going to ask you my next question was if you remember Primus coming up.
Yes.
Dude. Yes, it was seminal for us at the time.
Yeah. I'd love to know when you first saw them, because we're studying their music hard, listening to podcasts about them constantly.
First time I saw them was, I'm pretty sure it was for Frizzle Fry. I didn't know who, I can't remember who they were opening for somebody, and didn't even know who they were. And then all of a sudden you see this. I compare that to the same time, like I saw Tool for the first time.
Yeah.
Like Les Claypool and Maynard are those type of characters that like make such an impression with their different style of music and the way they look too, like the whole persona. But I remember that was the first time.
What year was that, Apple?
Oh God, this would have been high school. This would have been high school.
Where are you guys from? Where did you grow up?
Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So you saw Primus and Tool out in Vegas this time?
Dude, the first time I saw Tool was at a dive bar opening for Blind Melon.
Whoa.
And
in Vegas?
In Vegas.
Holy shit.
And Maynard was as far from me as the camera is right now, like maybe 8 feet. And this place is like pretty empty. And he sang the whole set yelling at me. And when the show ended, I was with my friend Rico, and I looked at my friend Rico and I was like, those guys are going to be fucking huge someday. And he was like, they fucking suck. No way. And I'm like, mark my words, dude. They're going to blow up. And like within a year, they were Tool, And
man,
that is something that like one of the first things that came to mind when I heard you guys is them. Like, not to compare, but it has that same drive. Your music has that
visceral, raw, kind of heavy,
Mm-hmm.
grounded.
Gets in there
in horror movies and different things, and metal and Korn. Like hearing about the Korn. I just had to look that up though to get a timeline of that. So Frizzle Fry, it came out in '90. So I was out of I graduated high school in '87. So I think it could have even been at Lollapalooza, because those started, I think, I went to every one of them. They started in 90 or 91. And then I saw them, and that's another one that made an impression. I saw them in Vegas several times. Every time Les Claypool played Vegas at the Aladdin Theater, he would come, he'd do a number in full Elvis regalia. He would come out with like a big fake pompadour hairdo with the cape and all the sparkles and everything like that. And those guys, I mean, they just put on such a hell of a show that was just so different than any of the other music. I mean, you hear his bass first off, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Is that a bass?
Yeah, and then they come out with Sailing the Seas of Cheese. I mean, like everything they did, they always took it to a whole nother level. And Tim Alexander, they're just masters of what they do.
What made you guys
so different
decide to take this on? Set break.
Woo!
Set break.
I'm ready for set break. I need a little break.
You know
when you're listening to Lespecial, you're gonna need a set break.
Oh yeah. And you know what helps Lespecial sound really? I mean, they're already amazing, but if you want to sound,
take it up a notch.
Yeah, have you ever listened to Lespecial on weed?
No shit.
Whoa.
Well, if you are up here in our area, in the Portland area, you can go to Define Premium Cannabis. We have a location in Hillsboro and one in Forest Grove. and we will tend your bud. We will get you your topicals, your edibles, your vapables, your datables. There's so many things, ways to ingest cannabis and CBD. Come visit us. I am at the Hillsboro location.
And if you go there Monday through Friday, Apple, and ask for Apple, he will come out of the back dressed like a kitty cat. And he will purr and meow his way over to the case, and he will procure the finest cannabis product.
I'll try not to
possible
knock
for you.
everything off the counter.
I've seen him do that.
But if you come in, you got to make sure to tell us that you are a listener of No Simple Road, because you will get a 10% discount off your purchase every time you come in.
Yeah,
and
we
mention
can't
that.
give you the discount if we don't know that you're a listener.
And your first time in, tell them, and you get a free T-shirt to boot.
That's right.
To boot.
To boot.
So go to Define Premium Cannabis either in Hillsboro or Forest Grove. Tell them that you're a No Simple Road family member. Get your 20?
No, 10% off and free T-shirt.
And a free T-shirt, Jesus Christ.
And just to throw it out there, because we do have some exclusives, Artifact Extracts is one of the dab companies we carry, and we have a special. We're one of 4 dispensaries in all of Oregon that gets special drops from TJ's Garden that collaborated with Artifact Extracts. So if you want some amazing dabs, come visit us.
Whoa, Define Premium Cannabis. And have you ever listened to Lespecial out of a
cat
that you got from
Electric Fish Lights?
Shit. We might. We just might.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, we just might get a little kitty from Electric Fish Lights that is pumping out some high quality, unique, artistically designed light
fixtures for your home using this
not
thing
just for your
called,
home,
or for wherever. Yeah,
for your studio. We have one right
Yeah.
now that is changing colors
Absolutely.
as we are doing this.
For your
I was
porch.
so amazed by it today. For some
your
reason.
Christmas tree.
So check this out. They create these lights using a thing called IQ technology.
IQ
technology is 30 interlocking pieces that can be configured into 15 different shapes, and when you put those together, they can pretty much put together anything that you can imagine. Your favorite sports team, your favorite cartoon character, I don't know. You think of it. It's not my job to pick your light. It's your job to
Think
pick
about
your
the
light.
space you want to light up, and think about what it is that you would like to see in that space. Contact Electric Fish Lights, tell them what you thought up, and they will help you recreate it.
All the lights come with a 12-year energy efficient, safe to leave on LED bulb, a 12-foot cord, and a hardware kit to hang the light. They are safe to use outdoors. They are great for your easy up at a festival, because there's festivals getting ready to come
right.
back. They're great for your man cave, for your podcast studio,
for your spa.
Like Mel was saying, on top of your Christmas tree, you could just hang it out on your
They
front
have them at
porch.
restaurants I've seen. I mean, the possibilities really are endless. And I did a awesome thing for my family and got like 5 different, or actually it's the same thing, but 5 Puerto Rican flags, and sent them out to my family, and so to light up as a commemorative piece for my passed away uncle. And yeah, it was really sweet. So you guys can do something like that. Think up something amazing. Your daughter's heard in Sweet 16, your son just got football scholarship. Do something awesome. Yeah, think outside of the box and light up the box with something dope.
Yeah, man. So go to electricfishlights.com, and when you're checking out, put in the promo code NSR, and you're going to get 10% off. And any NSR family member that orders the color-changing light upgrade will get a limited edition No Simple Road Electric Fish Lights collaborative print. So, electricfishlights.com, at electricfishlights on Instagram. Go tell them what you want. Look yourself up.
Wait,
it's getting time to.
I hear some funky
Me
bass
too.
starting back up again.
I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Some funky
Feels good.
bass.
Here
Yeah.
it comes. Set breaks
All right.
over.
Enjoy.
I mean, yeah, Primus is one of the biggest influences on us, I would say, as well as Tool. Those are bands that we've listened to since we were kids. I mean, me and Rory have been like jamming Primus songs since we were literally 15, We saw Primus for the first time in 2003 on the Tour de Fromage, and it was a pretty life-changing show. I'd been a big fan, and just the way that they were approaching that material and jamming on it, and these big, heavy, dark sounds, it was incredible. And so we've played a lot of Primus throughout our career, the three of us. Just let my hand out here. There you go, Claude Rouge. He comes in as he pleases. But we've always been playing Primus songs. We've done Primus sets at festivals. We've even done a Lespecial Plays Oysterhead set before, and we were scheduled to do some more of them this past summer. But basically, when the more that we talked about it, the Frizzle Fry thing just had come up casually, where we know so many songs off the album. We kept saying, like, we could just do Frizzle Fry, and every time we learn a new song, we're closer to doing Frizzle Fry. So it was a set we've been talking about for a couple of years. And then when quarantine started and the conversation about streams started, the Lespecial plays Frizzle Fry was always kind of at the top of our list of things we wanted to do. The album obviously was a focus. Then we did the New Year's stream. A big idea there was to play the songs off Ancient Homies live for the first time, and that was a big undertaking with that production and to learn some of these songs for the first time. So then we got to totally pivot again and just do something new, and Frizzle Fry was a crazy cool challenge, but it was something to build on that we've been working on our whole lives, really. And now seemed like a cool time to just bunker down and do it. And it's been a wild challenge, but it's been really fun for all of us. We've been I've guested on the Primus Tracks podcast a couple times. These guys are both going to go on there as well. It's an awesome podcast, and so we've been chatting with Tim Soya, who used to be their tech, and just getting I'm giving a lot of bass lessons to kids that are learning Primus stuff. So I've just been very much in Primus world lately.
It's a weird world.
It's a good world. Yeah,
it's a weird world. It's a weird and wonderful world for sure. But yeah, we've all been working our asses off, and we're excited about this. So this is going to be something cool for us for sure, I think, and hopefully for everybody else.
Wow. March 12th, is that correct, Luke?
Yeah, March 12th, Friday. We're calling it Frizzle Friday.
Frizzle Friday. We'll be there.
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned something. Go ahead, Apple.
Huh? Well, no, I was going to back up just for a sec because I just remember one of the ones. I forget what album was where it was '94. Seeing them at Lollapalooza. I was up in Denver, and it was like Dinosaur Jr., Primus, Alice in Chains was one of the headliners, and that's when I first heard Tool. When he was talking about Tool, we're watching Dinosaur Jr., who was huge at the time. Loved Jay Mascis, but
we saw them play with Primus actually.
Oh wow!
Okay, and then they're great. That's a great bill together. But we're watching Dinosaur Jr., and all of a sudden we hear on the side stage, we just hear this, and it's like overpowering, even though it's not turned up as loud as the main stage. All the crowd started kind of leaving Dinosaur Jr. goes see what was going on, and here's Maynard in his he had the Liberty spikes and everything, the lumberjack pajamas with the ass flap down with his ass hanging out, and just like spewing and making these beastly noise, and that was another game changer. I just wanted to back up to that because that was another band like Primus that came along and also reminds us of you guys. It's like something you'd never heard before. Mm-hmm. It had pieces of so many things of like, obviously they liked Iron Maiden and all the bands that did that thing, and Dio with the big productions, but then the rawness of Black Sabbath, early 70s, like all these things brought together, but presented in their own unique way. I mean, these guys are just masters of that. And Tool, they're one of the best to me at doing that.
And it's a good point. And it's cool to hear you tell a story like that so early in their career. To me, one of the most amazing things about Tool is their longevity.
Yeah.
We got to go and see them on the Fear Inoculum tour at Mohegan Sun, which was a pretty small place for them to play. That was an amazing experience. And right when we started tracking some of the songs for Ancient Homies was when they started releasing Fear Inoculum.
Mm-hmm.
Like the day we went to the studio to record Snell's Fleet, which is a pretty Tool-inspired
That's
song.
an amazing, amazing.
Thank you. They released the Fear Inoculum single that day. So it was incredible to just this album we never knew would come as like lifelong Tool fans, and for it to come and be as incredible as it was and as like grandiose and epic was super inspiring too, and just the riff lords. They're just riff lords.
Riff lords. Yeah.
So you guys go all three together. You got to catch the tour before it was canceled. That was my writer, his nephew that lives with us. March 11th up here at Moda Center in Portland. That was our last show. As we found out, they were trying to cancel the show before it happened, but they weren't able to. You already had 20,000 Tool fans inside the venue. So they had to let it go, and as we were leaving, they were taught that everything was locked down. They're like, NBA has been canceled as we're leaving on March 11th. So that was like the last show we got right. I got in right under the COVID
Maynard
lockdown.
sent you into lockdown.
Oh, dude. It just, I mean, the effects and everything that they brought to this tour just is
it was unreal.
Mind-blowing. Nobody could stand up is all I remember. We were taking turns like took a little sacrament or something to have a good time, and you tried to stand up, and the visuals and the music would just knock you back down, and you're like, okay, I got to sit the fuck down, man.
Yeah, it floored you. That production was unreal, and the sound was, they just keep raising the bar. That it's incredible.
So that's a theme for you guys too. You said the same thing about Primus raising the bar, and you guys are kind of like going at that higher stake. So what's after this? What's coming next?
Mm-hmm.
Touring with Tool and Primus.
Ah, hell yeah!
Having them open for you. That's what's next.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's dope. I love that answer. That's great.
So I'm curious. Go ahead.
No.
I'm just curious, talking about that, like where things are going forward. How's it looking back there with you? I mean, we're starting to see like Florida, the South are starting to really kind of open up and having shows and stuff. I'm just wondering how it's looking for you guys. Anything on the books or still?
Well, it's encouraging to see things start to open back up and venues and things like that. Our management and agency, Claw, shout out our manager, and Steve Contreras at Royal Artist Group and Jamflow Management, they've been crushing it for us and just haven't missed a beat, and they're just constantly ear to the ground and looking for opportunities and getting inquiries. So we're constantly booking shows, but the things, as they are, shows just keep getting pushed back. So things that were in April, now are in May, now are in July. So things are on the books, but they, are getting pushed back as things change. We do have a couple things that are announced. We'll be playing at Gibber Jazz, some kind of jam festival in Pennsylvania. In April, we're going to be headlining that with our friends the Magic Beans from Colorado. That's a really cool festival. I don't know if you guys have checked that out. It's very it's pretty, it's Pennsylvania, a lot of regional bands, but it's a lot of cool up and coming prog bands and weird bands and heavier bands. So we've played that a lot, and that hopefully will still happen. I don't know. Is there anything else that is? We have things in the. I don't know if I can say things that are happening.
I get it. I get that
because they don't know either. You know what I mean? So everyone's just playing this weird game together. But the fact that everyone's chomping at the bit everywhere in the industry is encouraging for everybody.
Yes,
it is encouraging. It really is. It shows that no one's sleeping on it. We're just waiting.
Right.
Well, there was a moment in April, May, June last year when I was like, I don't know if music's coming back, man. I don't know, and now after talking to you guys and other people, there's no fucking way, man. Like you said, everybody's chomping at the bit. There's a festival down in Northern California, Hog Farm Hideaway, and they just announced their lineup, and
beginning of June.
Yeah, and so there is stuff getting ready to come out of the gate, and I think that what we're going to see is a renaissance after this, because there's so many people like you guys that have been in the creative woodshed for over a year, and there's this just wellspring of energy that's waiting to come out, and people have been writing and doing all this stuff. So I, as a fan, I'm super excited to see what's going to happen, because I know I appreciate the experience way more than I ever did. It's a fucking privilege to get to see a show, and I never thought of it like that before.
Yeah.
Do you guys see it different now playing?
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to play again. But I think that while it's tough when you think about the venues that have closed, I think that hopefully some places will reopen. And I think that like you said, things are gonna. I think they'll be different and they'll take a while. But I think live music isn't going to go away, even if things change a little bit for a while. And I think we will get back to the way that things were in packed clubs and things like that. But I think for a while, it's going to be outdoor events and less people and spread out in different places. I've seen more farms in Connecticut have venues than certain cities this year, which is weird. But it's allowed us some cool opportunities that we weren't able to do before. We held a socially distant overnight event at Club Getaway, which is a camp that I grew up at in Connecticut in the Berkshires. and it was podded. It was all pods, limited capacity. You came with a group and you had a cabin for the night, and everybody was really respectful and cool, and the event went off without a hitch, super successfully.
Wow. That's super creative.
How does it feel playing a show like that? Because I'm curious, man, because I haven't been to a potted show, right? And I've gotten 50-50 from people that have been. Some people are like, fuck, it was awesome, and I had a way killer experience. And then I've talked to other people who are like, I want to be smelling sweat and have people, stepping on my foot and spilling beer on me. I don't want to be
I mean, it depends. Like, a lot of people are all good on that. For them, they love it. I think it's kind of cool. The way that it worked was you're with your group of people. Obviously, you need the space for it. People can kind of walk around in between pods, but just keep it to 4 people or whatever the guideline is. And I mean, for everyone there, it was a really special experience. It was in October. It was also everyone's first live music experience in a long time. Wow. So it was really special. It was kind of a proof that it can still happen. It's not going to go away.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, there was no complaints. Like under Starry Night by a mountain on a giant lawn with your homies, people liked it.
I was feeling the love too. I was feeling like it didn't feel less than as far as from the crowd. You could hear them screaming. You could see them, when the lights would flash on them. So it was a great experience.
That's good to hear. Because, Billy Strings just, is he still doing it? He's still doing it, the Deja Vu experiment. And, just watching him, he's playing incredibly, everything sounds dope. And then they change the angle of the camera. And then you just see nothing. And it was just so shocking to me because he's still playing with that same fervor that, but then you see nothing. And of course, like you guys, it's going to be a little different, but to hear that you guys feel in the love and that it, even if it doesn't need to be crowded, just knowing that people are there. Yeah. Just a little bit of people. So that's cool.
I mean, that's a great point. That's kind of how it is. I remember Tim Palmieri, our friend, amazing guitarist from Kung Fu and The Breakfast, always said, no matter if it's 20 people or 200 people, you play as hard as you can, no matter what, or something to that effect.
Yeah. Right.
Has more wisdom, but and it's true. That's an outlet that most musicians and performers have. It kind of takes you back to our early days, back to when we were kids. We would play in John's basement, and we would throw what we call basement shows. It would be like Friday, and we'd invite over 4 or 5 of our friends, maybe sometimes just 3, and they would just we'd set up some chairs, they'd sit around, and we would jam, and they would hang out, smoke bowls, whatever. And it was just kind of us experimenting and jamming for a few of our friends, but it felt intimate and it felt cool, and it was different than just you with the 3 of you playing music.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's almost more intimacy, and it can be almost more of an intense experience to play in a small shared space than playing opening for a band that doesn't give a fuck about us in some giant warehouse or something.
Right. Yeah, it's become more special. No, but it really has.
Well, yeah, that goes back. Like I said, it's like seeing Tool on a small side stage was.
Yeah.
That first time I saw him was so magical in a different way compared to this March 11th, which was magical, but it was blown up in an arena with it's just so much. Music is so sacred in so many different ways, and some of those are some of the most coveted shows ever.
Right.
Like the Grateful Dead starting out in the '60s with the
same
acid
thing,
acid test, playing to a group of friends and building from there and getting feedback from your friends and family. And
I wanted to ask you guys too. You just brought up sacred. Your artwork and the brand of Lespecial has a very occult feel to it. Who's in charge of that?
Well, I mean, the art is, it's a collaboration. We don't make it ourselves, but we always talk about it, and we're all involved in the conversations. The hoodie that Johnny has there, that's our Ancient Homies album cover, and that was drawn by our good friend Essex, who's an amazing bass producer and just a really awesome artist. We've always loved his style.
Yeah, great
it's
style.
It's kind of cartoony, it's dark, but it's got an edge to it. I mean, me and Rory are definitely really into horror movies. I love occult shit. I just watched 30 Coins, which is some of the dopest Spanish occult horror I've ever seen. Shout out 30 Coins if anyone wants to check that out.
Okay, I got to watch that. I got it recorded. I haven't watched it yet.
Check that out, Apple. But yeah, I mean, in our jam flow management, we have to shout out Claw and Kron. They've been doing an awesome job with some of the artwork and posters. This one I've got framed behind me. Yeah, it has this kind of a bit of an ancient kind of civilization vibe. I don't know. I think we're all just kind of drawn to that sort of thing. That was Lava Labs who did our New Year's Eve print, which is really cool.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. Yeah, he took the little heads there from the ancient homies. And his attention to detail on this print, you'll see like there's little like some kind of almost looks like Japanese characters. It's a very cool print. I think they're sold out. But anybody can just check out lespecial.net/merch or store, and any prints we still have are up there, and we totally do have prints for sale.
Dude,
but yeah, I don't know. I guess we like that kind of vibe. We like dark and kind of psychedelic and tribal and ancient, but you know, has maybe an edge of comic relief there as well. I guess.
I like that the happy part is the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Our edginess is when there's something happy or major. That's a good point.
That's perfect.
Well, you know, there's a definite feeling to that, man. Like, I remember going and seeing Butthole Surfers on acid as a kid, and
nice.
that talk about darkness. And there was like, but there's no comic relief. Like, you're going to that show and you're gonna leave fucked up. You know what I mean? But with you guys, it's not like that. There is that little bit of like, we're gonna come at you hard, and might hit you in the stomach, but we're gonna pat you on the back too. You know,
we're gonna say, "Let me help you up there, buddy."
Yeah. And
what happened?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do, man. Like, I love dark shit. I love it, but I love to know that it's not gonna take me out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to know that it's not gonna fucking end the game. And Lespecial feels like that. You're taking us on a ride, but the ride's gonna stop, and we're gonna go have a beer.
It's a ride. It's not life.
That's cool. I dig that, Aaron. That's a cool way of putting it. I think that, you know, I think darkness and heavy music and stuff like that can be kind of off-putting to people, and we don't want to be like that. We don't want people to feel scared or weirded out or be too abrasive. And we love a lot of metal music, but I can understand how it's too abrasive for some people. Like sometimes for me, I'm really vibing to a groove, and then the vocals, oh, and I'm like, I didn't need that. So it's different strokes for different people, but you know, for us, it's kind of like bands like Tool and Primus. Again, I feel like you have to kind of embrace that darkness to find that light, and that duality is important. And if you're just always, everything's good, man, we're all good, we're straight, and you're like, you sure? You're like, like, you know what I mean? You gotta,
well, I just shit my pants.
It's not always all good, and it's
No.
okay. From darkness comes the light and all that shit. So
Dang.
I was going to ask, well, you guys probably are, but the prog rock thing with somebody which we discovered not too long ago too, Osric Tentacles. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah, they're awesome. I've seen them a couple times in Boston. They might have played that festival Gibber Jazz that I was talking about, whether it was here with us or not. Yeah, they're badass. Yeah,
that's another one that kind of just has a mix of like so much going on. In one moment, you got the crazy flute player doing stuff, and then it's like just metal riffs, and they're
very
amazing.
70s prog.
Wook's gone insane. That's what Osric Tentacles is. The first time we saw it was a video from
the Pong Master Ball.
Yeah, like 2004 or something like that, and it's just like, what the actual fuck am I seeing right now?
So we were like, this is like which I love Jane's Addiction. It was like, this was what Jane's Addiction was trying to be. Like, they took it to a whole, like, we looked at the one dude playing the flute. We're like, you can't out high that guy. That's like the highest dude in the world.
Yeah, nobody's higher than that guy right there playing the flute, dancing around on the stage.
Wow. Yeah, he's probably on another level. I mean,
for sure. Well, the music was actually coming from the ceiling in geometric patterns that night. So, you know, it was a good night. It was a really good night.
You guys are out on another plane vibe.
Yeah, we were having fun.
They were there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly that. Fuck, you just out-hied him.
Flashbacks to Osric Tentacles.
You guys, what a fun night.
Yeah. All right, I want to go around like, okay, I'm going to I don't know if your screens are the same as mine. Let's go. Jonathan, I'm going to ask each one of you one silly ass question.
This is like Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, Hollywood Squares before we go.
Nice. Zoom squares, baby.
So Mel asked me a question a while back, and I've asked one other artist this question, but it took me a day to answer, and I want to see if it doesn't take you a day. What's your perfect day look like?
We almost called the album. We almost called the album "The Perfect Day."
No shit.
There's a potential band name too at one point.
Yeah, it was a joke band name at one point too.
Oh,
it's a great
shit.
band name. The Perfect Day.
All right.
What does that perfect day look
like? Hang on. I'll tell you what mine was.
Hey.
Wake up and I open my eyes and Mel's got a cup of coffee for me. That's how the perfect day starts, right? And then we don't have anything planned, and we can just hang out and do what we want for the morning. Maybe make breakfast, go take the dog for a stroll. Ah, shit, he's gonna want to go now that I said that, and be able to do that, and then like maybe have friends over to the house and cook dinner for everybody and hang out. That's a fucking perfect day as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
I don't like all the cooking in that day, but everything else sounds good.
I'll cook. So, Jonathan, what's your perfect day?
Man, that's not far off for me, you know. Throw some music in there, some time to like listen to Frizzle Fry, what the hell Larry's doing, and then listen to Frankie and Josh talk about it on Primus tracks. I mean, I've just been so energized, like learning about the Bay Area scene in the 80s and how it was this just potent place for people to be creative and punk rock. And, you know, if you think of the context that during that time, that was hair metal and glitz and glamour. And these guys were like doing something different. So I don't know, that's inspired this whole project too. So I guess that's the perfect day. If I get to kind of explore one of my favorite bands and play it with my bros, it's been really enriching and cool to learn about them. And it just gives you a new angle into music. And so, yeah, pretty much what you said, being home and eating a good meal and playing some music.
Cool. Luke?
The perfect day. Well, where to begin? The sun rises soft over the eastern hill. No, just kidding.
No, that was a good start,
man. I sat back.
I did.
No, I don't want already it's too bright for me. I want to overcast. No, I like overcast days. I lived in England as a kid. I like rain. But yeah, I mean, you know, any good coffee, good food, any day you can play music is a great day in any capacity, whether it's playing a sold-out show, whether it's playing in a living room for a few friends, or whether it's playing with two people. That's always a plus. I miss being social and hanging out at the venue or the club and seeing my friends and fist bumping and seeing the bands and how you been, bruh? You know, all that shit. I miss that. And then, but afterwards be able to get that kind of intimate time with whoever your crew is, your girl, your close friends, and just like throw a movie on and smoke a fat spliff, maybe a little hash. You got some of that good Spanish hash, sprinkle on there.
Come to Portland. We got
all kinds of good stuff in Portland.
Apple manages a dispensary.
Oh, for real, man. We got to get out there, bro.
Yeah, you do.
But that's my vibe, yeah, and throw on a movie and just chill. So I like it if it has kind of both sides of it. If I can be active and social and musical and then chill too, then that's a good balance for me.
Right on. All right, Rory, you got a lot to live up to here, man. We got
Yeah, I mean, I get to go last, so I'm going to include a lot of those things. I mean, I love coffee, so good cup of coffee in the morning is my vibe.
Yeah.
Good night's sleep. I've been trying to sleep more lately, trying to get my full 8 hours, which I generally do not get when I'm on the road. So a nice night's sleep, good cup of coffee in the morning, some time to practice. I feel like if I don't get to practice my instrument or play my instrument during the day, I get kind of antsy. So get a couple hours of practice in, whether it's by myself or with the guys or with whoever, play some music. Have some time to get outside if you can, if it's a nice day. Spend some time outside. Spend some time with the fam, my son, my girl. And then get some good food in there. Obviously, you got to have some good food in the perfect day.
Fuck yeah.
But, you know, the more time I get to play my drums in the perfect day would probably be optimal. So
that is awesome answers.
And you gotta throw
guys.
some good weed in there too.
Yeah.
You gotta have some good weed.
I get some weed from Apple
day.
Dispensary in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weed and or pen, whatever's available.
All of it.
Guys.
All the above.
I like that. Well, all of it, even Aaron, like all it's all those special
Coffee.
little, like the simple things
Yeah.
in life. And nobody was like, getting on my jet and going.
Oh, shit! Wait, hold on. Let me start mine one more time.
As the jet rose into
Sunrises
the
in
eastern
east.
sun.
My
oh.
jet is
On my
waiting
jet.
for me. I've got a ton of weed on the jet.
Yes, we're going to Amsterdam.
I'm going to
Snoop
answer. You got
Dogg's
it, yeah.
he's my pilot. Oh.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
shit. Wait, this day is way more perfect. Yeah. I'm gonna mix that in. My answer is a combination of those 2 days.
Hell yeah.
You guys, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for fucking hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see you live. I
Yeah.
can't fucking wait.
Yeah, you guys have become a big soundtrack to our lives in 2020.
Yeah,
man.
Awesome.
When we really, really needed music.
Something
and I mean,
new.
you guys have been, I wish we would have known about you sooner, but it came at a time that was like really needed. You guys have become very special to us through all
Truly.
this.
Oh, that's awesome. Really appreciate it. It was awesome to connect with you guys, and
Yeah.
we hope to hang with you on the Primus stream. Hang out in the chat, say what up. It's been
Absolutely.
awesome to connect with you guys too. Thanks for having us on tonight.
I'm going to stop recording because I want to tell you something. Hang on a second.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Thanks, guys.
He's got to stop recording. This is always serious,
I
man. He's
know.
like, we can't have this on tape.
What a cool group of guys, man.
That was Lespecial.
Lespecial
And
is
that
very
was very
special.
special. That was worth the wait too, because I think when we first went to do this, it was going to be just Jonathan, and then
we didn't know enough yet.
No, now we got to listen to him more and let
Yeah.
it really sink in. And these guys. This was cool having the whole band.
It was really cool.
It was worth the wait.
I feel like after talking to them, I understand the music a lot better. That was nice, Mel.
Yeah, sorry.
Right. Just let it happen, baby. Just fuck it.
That was the dog. That was the dog.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
You know what? I'm going to take credit for that. You got everybody out there. I could not stop it.
You forgot we were recording.
I did forget we were recording.
We
I
are
never would have
comfortable.
normally done that, but it had to happen.
So check this out.
That's the way we roll
We
around
have
here.
2 huge
Excuse me.
softbox lights going, a camera. We're on microphones with headphones on, being blasted by light, and she forgot we were recording.
That's the way we roll around here.
It just shows you that No Simple Road is coming from an authentic place. Now,
Yeah.
you know what, man? I understand their music a lot better. Those guys are super fucking cool. And getting to meet them like that, you can see the influence, and you could just the
They remind me of
personalities.
and then like the question, like I always forget that, like being older, that younger musicians are like, "Fuck, dude, you saw
You
them
got
in
to
the
see
80s
so-and-so?
and shit." They remind me of us in the 80s. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the whole horror movie thing, everything. It's like all the same thing. You know, kind of
What's
like
30 Coins?
30 Coins is a new show on HBO. It's in Spanish, so it's subtitled, and that's why I haven't watched it yet. I didn't realize it's been getting really good reviews, and it's like he said, it's like kind of like Spanish horror, and it's a series. It's not just a movie, and I think they released the whole season at once.
Okay.
That's
But I
cool.
haven't watched it. You know, those things, it's one of those things, you got to be in the mood, you got to be alert. For me, I got to be alert and awake to watch a subtitled movie. Otherwise, I start reading and I start getting drowsy, and it's
Yeah.
But now, after hearing what Luke said was like some of the best horror I've seen, check it out. But it doesn't seem like horror. I don't know. You got to see.
You guys, if you didn't know who they are, you know who they are now. If
Yep.
you did know who they are, you really know who they are now. So there you go.
Yeah, this is a great conversation.
That was a lot of fun, man. I can't wait till music starts happening live again. I'm going to say it one last time.
He can't wait
I can't wait
until the
for
music
those
starts
guys to
You
come
have to.
play Portland.
You have to, babe.
I know. I don't want to, though.
You can say that, but you
want
I was gonna say, how many times in our lives we spend say we've all said I can't wait, and it's
Yeah, you
like,
can.
well,
You
like
kinda
just-
have
it's
to,
like,
dum-dum.
yeah, you have to.
You know what else I can't wait for?
what?
I love you guys. We'll see you next week for more stuff and things.
You can't wait for
Can't
I
wait
love you
for
guys.
your love, you
Yeah,
guys.
that's right.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I can't wait for the end of the show. I'm getting us
Okay.
there. That's
All right.
where I was going.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
Excuse my burp, and thanks for being on the
So
show.
leaving
The
it in
special, Luke, Rory, and Jonathan. That was super awesome
Yep.
and fun.
I can't wait to watch the score to the movie now.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. Yep. That's Friday night movie night. You guys,
We'll see you again.
see you next week. Take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Wash your hands. That's just good hygiene. That has nothing to do with COVID.
That's true.
Yep. Just wash fucking.
It's a
'cause
damn
you're-
good
You're a
habit.
filthy human being. You have a meat sack that's like sweats and weird stuff happens with it. Just wash your hands. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Like twisting, turns and miss me, turning this to journey. Wish the world has many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth. And alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
What's up, everyone? It's Joe, and I'm the host of That's Awesome with Joe, a podcast on the newly formed Sound Talent Media Podcast Network. I talk with tons of your favorite artists, managers, touring personnel, and more. Most of the time we talk about music, but lots of the time we end up talking about something completely unrelated. We laugh a lot. We do a lot of really stupid things, but also some things that are really informative and interesting. Basically, it's a podcast that I think you should listen to. Obviously, I'm biased because it's my podcast, but I think I might be into it if I wasn't the host. Check it out at soundtalentmedia.com.